Tell us a little more about the way you plan to popularize smart cities among audiences, among citizens.
So, first of all, from the initiatives that are taking place in Europe, like that initiative Concerto, which is involving 23 cities, there is a phase which is called dissemination, and in that phase of dissemination, this is where publicly they speak about the results of that initiative, how much benefits in terms of reducing energy consumption, in reducing CO2, in creating opportunities in these cities happened. Okay. Second, as a company, what we do is we create a solution map. So we say to any city, if you want really to deploy the technologies to become a smarter city, this is the map. And these are the technology solutions behind it. If I'm speaking about the technology solutions, we have a list of scenarios that the mobility could be deployed in the city, for instance. We have a list of scenarios for a mayor to use that as a cockpit to analyze, for example, the emissions in his city. And we have other scenarios as well for everything like e-justice, e-citizen, all the e-services that the public authorities, for example, can improve in the city. And we have also solutions for building whole infrastructure for electrical vehicles in the city. So that is from the technology perspective. On our side, we provide the whole map for a smart city. We say what are the technologies, and we go even to the next mile by calculating the business case. So SAP Invest with 120 people we have in Europe. We invest with the time of these people that have a good background building business cases to tell to the city, look, this is where you are, this is how you compare with the others, and if you make that change and the improvement, this is how much one shot or annual benefits you will get.
And what about, this is all great, but what about the less developed countries and cities? Do you focus on them too? It's more, I suppose it's more difficult with them, or only Western Europe and America,
so
etc.?
in my role, I have actually a role at SAP, which is the head of Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And in that role of Europe, Middle East, and Africa, Vice President for energy sector, we go to countries that are less developed.
Are there any problems there when you
No,
go
we have
to present the idea?
we have the same approach. So we go, for example, to countries. I can pick up one in the Middle East, which is Lebanon. They have 35% losses. This is where I was born. 35% losses in energy. Even India have less. Okay, so we are putting a business case to show the government, for example, how they can improve things. Smart grids, smart cities. There, we go to Africa, to Namibia, to Ethiopia, to Nigeria, and we build exactly the same approach. We say this is what the technology can do. This is where you are, and if you want to be at the next level, this is what you have to do as transformation. Starting by that quick win. And then this is the return investment you will get. I have also a double role as a member of the governing board of REAP, Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Partnership. It's an NGO based in the United Nations building in Vienna. And the objective of REAP is to promote renewables and energy efficiency only in emerging countries. So their focus is emerging countries.
And what about data protection? I think we asked you about that, but could you please say something more about how could you guarantee that all these data that will be gathered in some way by private companies will not be used in any way that people wouldn't want to?
Yeah, so let me take the area, for example, of sensitive data, where today we have an experience with that. Payroll. Okay, you work in a company, you get your pay slip, you have your salary. In this area, most of the companies today are outsourcing the management of the payroll of their employees to somebody else. Very sensitive, very critical. I mean, if somebody knows which this or that manager, how much he is paid. Second example is you are, for example, in the telecom sector, which have been privatized, and now everything that you are doing could be tracked, I would say. Where you are, your location, how much you consume, etc. All of that is used by security services, for example. Okay? But there is a strong need to have mobile devices everywhere that nobody cares that much about the privacy. Internet is the same story. You navigate on internet, everybody can know exactly where you have navigated.
So you say people don't
And
really...
banking, it's your money as well. Okay. Now in the energy sector, what kind of privacy things is we put a meter, we know how much you are consuming, for example, per hour. Okay, is it more sensitive than banking money, than telecom money, than internet money? No.
So you say that the information you gather isn't that sensitive, in your opinion?
It is to a certain level sensitive, but it's not that sensitive which is compared to the rest. And the other thing is we still do not have the practices in the energy sector or in smart cities to put the right technologies to guarantee their privacy, as we did in telecom, or we did in banking, or we did in other things.
Are you planning to?
So the framework for guaranteeing the privacy was developed by the European Commission. There was a group, expert group, who worked on that topic. Out of the task force smart grids, there was a mandate given also to something like ITSI to work on a guarantee for that. And there is currently all these proposals of to which level we should do in testing the security and the privacy, for example, of things like smart meters.
Okay, so we could say that the European institutions
Is absolutely aware of that, has involved tens of people or hundreds of people even in looking at that. Afterwards, the technology companies should show that the privacy and so on is there, like they have showed in the telecom or banking or other sectors as well.
Okay, thank you very much
You're welcome.
for your time.
Thank you.